Yeah, they look like the stormtroopers.
They do. And I'm telling you, and they're taught not tasering and things like that. How dare anyone use tasering on people? Do you know that I saw police rounding up somebody over in Sweden. I'm using Sweden as a good example because there are only 9 million people there. They have happy people. And they were after an immigrant who was trying to escape who they wanted to deport. And they chased him down and they put him in the car. They didn't handcuff him or anything. They're not allowed to show their photographs of their faces, either on TV. It's considered an invasion of privacy. In America, how dare we? You remember Jack Ruby is walking along and he's wearing a suit to his trial, right? Out of jail. And yet I see people in orange jumpsuits being taken into courtrooms, okay, for arraignment. This is wrong. How can you be tried by a jury of your peers when you're wearing an orange jumpsuit?
It's dehumanization. And in fact, some smart inmates, probably they're lawyers, but have fought and said, this is, how am I supposed to have a fair trial if I come in and we're dehumanized already? I'm in this orange jumpsuit, and they took one skinhead guy, and the court is paying to have him makeup applied to cover his tattoos on his neck and his face, so that he looks more human and less menacing. Yeah.
Well, see, the point is a person who's defending themselves that should have the right to all possible, that's decent, remedies. I see my country. This is one reason. When you know what happened to Lee and you see how it was handled, and you see what has been done since and how they still cover it up, how dare they say that for 75 years we couldn't get these files? And by the way, we have such technology now. I'll tell you right now, nothing that comes out from the government, I'd say from now on, should be trusted, because they can use old paper. They know how to use old inks and fix them just right so you can't tell even under a microscope. They won't crack anyway, but except the way old ones did, and so on and so forth. It started, Elder Hiss, the typewriter? You know about the typewriter?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that typewriter turned out, to be, that was fake. All that was faked against Elder Hiss. Good old Nixon really knew what he was doing. We have, right from the beginning, you can see these methods used. You can't trust anything that comes out as so-called evidence about the Kennedy assassination anymore. Don't believe anything that's come out anytime. I'd say from now on, don't believe a word of it, because they can too easily fake the information. Forget about, we'll know someday. No, we won't. We can't trust it. Lee said that there were dozens of secretaries retyping information about what was going to happen. Can you believe that? That's a fact. That's what he told me. So there's no way the truth will get out except those witnesses who know what really happened.
And that's why it's important to, document on record what happened, because
yes, and to care about Lee Oswald and who he is. So, I'm counting on you. That's all I can say. But here I'm going to give you a list of people like you. You've got Gerald Posner and Vincent Bugliosi. These people have not told the truth. I know that a lot of people say, well, look, you were examined by 60 Minutes for 14 months, and then they decided not to film you. Well, they tried several times. They got stopped from people at the top, You don't investigate people for 14 months and say that they're not telling the truth. Something else is going on. It was the longest investigation that 60 Minutes ever did was on my case and my history. And they couldn't get it on the air. So, go figure. Media is controlled by the very same people that killed John F. Kennedy, and set up Lee, and sent Jack Ruby to kill him. Very same people own the media, so it doesn't surprise me one bit. So, if you have any other questions, let me know. But otherwise, we're traced and super traced. I have to leave the place where I'm located and go somewhere else after I talk to you.
Yeah, I was about to ask you if is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to make sure that gets out there.
Well, basically, I just hope that, as I say, people read the book and also read other books that can be trusted, like especially JFK and the Unspeakable, to understand that JFK is being, talk about demonization. They're trying to do everything, because even if it comes out that the government did it, now what they're trying to do is show, well, who cares? Kennedy was a jerk anyway. So that way the people won't care. The people have got to start caring, or they're going to go just like the frog. They're going to be boiled.
Exactly. Judyth, where can tell the listeners where they can see the videos again that you mentioned? Any blogs, your book, your websites? Plug anything that you want. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, if you want to help me directly, because it gets really rough, especially in the winter, I have to keep living. People can help if they buy the book directly from my website at Lee-Harvey-Oswald.com. It's run by Joseph Hall, and he has books. And I have a book plate because I can't sign books. Imagine an author who can't do book signings. I can't go in to tell people on campus. I have to rely on people like you, Popeye. And it's very important what you're doing. I'm very proud of you for this. So if you can go to LeeHarveyOswald.com. That's Lee-Harvey-Oswald.com. And even then, it's really hard to get to us, because even when you put that in, it may be hard to find it. Then there's Judyth Baker, Judyth Baker, blogspot.com, and that's run by Jim Fetzer. And I put materials there. You can buy the book directly from me there, or you can do a donation. That would be terrific. That pays my medical bills and other things like that. The YouTube has materials that it also shows the books you can trust at the end of most of those YouTube presentations. That's Lola number 4, JVB number 4, LHO. In other words, Lola for JVB for LHO on YouTube. That can reach younger people. You'll also hear Chapter 15, how I got involved with all of this, how the plot began against Kennedy. You'll read about it or hear about it, because I'm reading actually from the book there. And of course, if people want to be my friend on Facebook, we get hacked all the time, but we keep going anyway. It's very hard because the hackers have removed, there's a friend button, and maybe they'll put it back on because I'm complaining. You can't find a way to become a friend of mine on Facebook. People have to find a way to reach me somehow, and they do it usually by contacting another friend that's on Facebook who invites them in. So on Facebook, I can talk to people under the messages part, and I'm asking people if they will send me soil. I've got soil now from 15 states. I'm trying to get them from all 50 states. That is, if they'll send the soil. I have a friend in Sweden who gets mail and sends it to me wherever I may be. And that's how we do it. Like Souvenir of Indiana, say, if it's marked souvenir and it's in a tight little bottle and sealed, it can pass. See, it's as close as I can get to my country now. I miss my country. I love my country. And I'm doing this for my people.
Well, as a citizen and as a veteran, I thank you myself for having the courage to stand up, Judyth. Thank you for facing, the evils that you face and having the cojones to do it. I really appreciate it. And I know that, like I said to you, through email, I know that Lee is looking at you from above and he's smiling. He's very proud of you.
Well, I still dream of him, And in fact, last night I dreamed that we kissed. So, he's in my heart all the time. Thank you very much, and I really need to get off the line now, and I have to catch a train. So,
no problem. Thank you very much for doing this interview, Judyth. It's been a pleasure, and if you ever need anything, you know how to contact me.
Okay. Bye-bye, Popeye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.